the Constitution. So we should have a constitutional representative democracy. We say we're Democrat, but then we start going down the list of what do you believe in and what do you identify as Constitution. So we should have a constitutional representative democracy. Yo, what's up? It is I, your humble host, Lawrence Sanders, and thank you for joining us on Be the People, where it is a call to action. Again, I am your host. I missed y'all. Last week, some stuff came up, and it was just, I hate that I couldn't do the show. However, things and circumstances happen. However, I just want to welcome y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. If you're on your way home, please keep your hands and your eyes on the road. Stay focused. Just listen. However, if you are there and you are watching and you are streaming with us, please drop a comment in the comment section and let me know you're there. You may get a shout out. You may not. Tonight, it is a special edition. Missed last week, so we got to make up for it. So, as you all know, we are in a political election season, if you will. And tonight we have a showdown between the right and the left, the Republic, Democrat, the conservative and liberal, whatever you want to call it. We have the presidential debate. I don't want to call it presidential because one is the president and one is not. One is a possible. However, we got the debates tonight, and so what I wanted to do is bring some friends on, and we're gonna talk about some stuff tonight concerning the debate. Shouts out to my mama. Y'all say hey to my mama. She here. She in the comment section. As always, hey mama, good to see you. But yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about some stuff, y'all. The debate is here. November is about to be huge. We are less than 4 weeks away. Well, probably more than 4 weeks. Yeah, we're more than 4 weeks away. But the election is next month, and so now we it's time to act, y'all. It's time to act. But tonight we're gonna talk about a few things just concerning the debate. And so I want to go ahead and bring my friends on. We got the lovely Chef. We got Omar.
Not Omar.
Sorry, my bad, bro. My bad, friend. My bad. And then we got Mr. Lamar. What did I say? The left. What I say? The left.
Liberal conservative.
Left
I think
conservative. Something like that.
The moderate. I'm the moderate.
Yeah, right. Yes. I want to thank y'all for joining me tonight. Thank y'all for being on. So let's go ahead and hop into it because we got the debates coming up. The first question that I want to ask is who are y'all voting for? We let the lady go first. Who?
Well, only because I don't want Trump in there, I'm voting for Biden.
Okay. So we got a Biden Harris duo.
Yes.
Okay. Who's next?
I'll go. I'm biting my tongue, gritting my teeth, and I'm voting for Biden, unfortunately. However, only, just like Shahana, only to get Trump out and create a reset with the nation, get some normalcy back in there. However, I don't feel like Biden is competent enough to run the country. I want to get him in and out as soon as possible. But he's the placeholder until we get the proper person in office.
Okay. I'm with that. I can dig that. All right. Next.
I'm gonna go with I'm like Lamar. I mean, partly because I had to somewhat stay apolitical, but yeah, I'm with I gotta see Biden and Kamala Harris in office, and then after that we'll see.
Okay, so nobody wants to see another 4 years of Donald Trump. Like what is the what is the thing? And I wish there's a friend of mine that I like to have on ever so often, but I think he wasn't available.
Yeah.
But he probably disagreed with y'all. But however, Lamar, you mentioned the reset. Like, what is this reset you speak of?
The reset to me is all about the climate of the United States right now. He's created Paul. I'm so sorry. Paul said no, Lamar. I'm sorry, Paul.
What's going on, man?
Paul knows that I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a more so moderate, but very little bit liberal. But I would prefer a Republican as president, to be honest with you. I just don't feel like it should be Donald Trump, who's not a true Republican, in my opinion. I feel like we need to a reset in regard to just the climate. He's divisive as it relates to racial issues, foreign policy, things of those nature, and we need someone that can bring the country together as a people, and then we can go ahead. And I'm willing to sacrifice 4 years to get us back in a place of togetherness, and then we can get back to the policy stuff, fiscal conservatism in 4 years.
But there are some conservatives that would argue and say that like no, like we're not divided.
Well, they be liars.
Who says that? Who would say something like that?
Devil's advocate, listen, because I be on Facebook and have people who be all up and down my wall. Blue lives matter, all lives matter.
They matter until a black cop arrested a white person.
Right. So yeah, I
blue lives don't matter.
Like parenthetically, like let's pause right here real quick. So anybody heard about the cop that arrested the lady who wasn't wearing her mask at the football game? Mm-hmm. And so it was all blue lives matter. Everybody was cool until there's a black officer arresting a white woman but now it's like, is he really an officer? Like, lady, it says police.
Racial slurs, everything.
Right, he's all man. He's been threatened and all this other stuff. But I thought blue lives matter. Okay, wait.
No,
blue lives matter unless they're black. Okay.
I really hate that blue lives matter stuff, man. Because all this blue lives matter. Blue lives matter. All lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter, but we got to look at the fact that there is a divide in this country. Justice is not justice, and it is not justice for black people. And I don't care. People get blinded by trickery and buffoonery and coonery. And for all the people who like want to support Trump and all this and all that, I stay apolitical, but don't be fooled by the devil when he's up there. You got to see it for what it is, people. You got to take the veil off your eyes and stop being a fool.
Do you think Trump is responsible for the climate, right? Like, do you honestly feel like he's
responsible? Who else is responsible for it?
Hell yeah.
I feel like he definitely is responsible. I feel like the person that leads you has to be somewhat of an example. I was proud for my children to see President Obama during the addresses, the address of the nation. I was proud for them to see him during news conferences, press conferences. I can't even let them watch Trump talk because you never know what he's going to say, and I have too much explanation I have to give him. So who represents us has to still be an example to everyone, and he does not care for that. He just panders to whatever is going to rile up his base and try to continue to stay in office.
Exactly. I mean, any person that sits up and I'm sorry, Hannah, go ahead.
I agree with what you're saying, Lamar. I don't actually think Joe Biden will be the fix that we actually need for this country. However, at least he sounds like a president should sound. I would just like to be able to cut on CNN or anything and hear a person sound like they have common sense.
Complete sentences.
To have a vocabulary that doesn't end with just cursing and hate and four-letter words.
Right, and name calling, right.
So I need someone to be a mature adult that sounds like a president, like Lamar said, so your children can be able to have an example to look up to. When we were younger, we were saying president. We weren't thinking Donald Trump.
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't think anybody would have thought that 2020, 2016 up until now, up until the present, will be the way it is. I mean, if you look at President Obama's 8 years in office, how many times did you see or hear issues of, complete, like just racial divide? You didn't see that for 8 years because it wasn't gonna happen. He did not. We might have saw issues here and there with Trayvon Martin and things like that, but we didn't see like a racial divide like we see right now. Like this is like you go out the door as a black person, you're like, man, is it gonna be the day? Like I literally saw this guy driving down the highway here in Virginia with Blue Lives Matter in his window, rear view window shield. And I'm just like, I said, well, he's one of those. And you know,
He is one of those.
I don't think Joe Biden is going to be the cure-all. I just think he's like the Band-Aid to fix it right now.
Right, but yeah,
So
but there's a huge gash. I mean, it sounded like we're attempting to
Yeah.
put a band-aid on a
When we need
wound that needs
stitches.
stitches, you know, and just to kind of like
we
speak
need
to something that
amputation.
Lamar was saying. I'm sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead. You said what?
I said we need a whole amputation.
Yeah, but we unfortunately we can't grow limbs back, so we gotta we gotta take care of what we got, man. But
And
to speak to
I,
something
oh, go ahead.
Lamar
Sorry.
had said earlier, just about Barack, and I know there is no perfect president, right? You know, and there are a lot of people who they was like, you know, Barack Obama didn't do anything for black people. I would disagree, and I say that in the fact of, if anything, Barack Obama, and I think it was Ari Spears who said this, but Barack Obama showed little black boys and black girls what is actually possible. Because prior to that
Mhm.
moment, it had never been done. Never. Like,
Right.
it's not like he could call, you know, Jesse Jackson or anybody before him and be like, yo, like how do I do this thing? So in a sense, as a black man, Barack Obama pioneered something that we now know is possible. You know,
Right.
because even in that aspect, I mean, we could talk policy, we could talk about, you know, relations with other countries, blah blah blah. But at least for our culture, you know what I'm saying, for our community, we can at least say and look and be like, okay, y'all, like we did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we did that.
And I agree with what Ashley's saying. There was
Yeah,
pride with Obama. There was definitely
Yes.
pride with him, and you wouldn't. There wasn't this fear of what is he going to say to Kim Jong Un? What is he going to say to these other leaders that don't mind getting into possibly getting into some type of war with us that are egomaniacs just like he is? What is he going to say that
Right.
my kids don't need to hear that I need to explain out? What racial thing is he going to say on TV that I have to explain out to my kids? So those are the things I'm concerned about, and I'm willing to sacrifice the next 4 years just to reset. But Paul did say that Biden is not the answer necessarily. However, he's the only other option right now. He's the lesser
All we
of the
got.
two evils.
Right.
And while he is not the answer, hopefully we can adjust, get our minds right, come to ourselves, as the Bible says, and then pick the right person in 4 years.
Right.
Did you say
I
Right.
have
Now,
Paul?
nothing to
real
say.
quick, I want to welcome Stephen A. Haynes to the.
Yeah.
Now, what would you
Did
say?
you say
What would you
Paul?
like to say, Chef?
I
Paul
was going to
Martin.
say one thing.
Oh, I thought you said the Bible. You said the Bible.
Pause
Oh,
for
no.
anybody who wants to vote against Trump, you have to vote for Biden. Ain't no voting offset. If you see somebody else on the ballot, let me select that, because that's definitely a vote for Trump. So I don't want people to get it confused as to I'm not voting, because that's a vote for him as well.
Right.
So even if you're dissatisfied with how the country is running, if you want a change, not whatever, make America great again, whatever that means, if you want that going and try to put, as we say, the Band-Aid on it for now, then you have to get up, you have to get out, and you have to vote. Sitting home on your behind and just yelling and cursing and saying you're not going to do it and acting like a toddler is not going to be the change. And if people think their vote don't count, they wouldn't have tried to keep it from us. If it didn't count, people wouldn't be out there. People wouldn't have died for us to have it if our vote actually didn't count. So I feel like people need to realize you need to get up, get out, and actually vote.
You need to get up, get out, and get some. And so, I mean, you're so right, because again, it's, if I can convince you that your vote is not important, if I can convince you that it's not, then for a lot of us, especially us, like we won't do it. Like we won't do it because it seems like, oh, my vote is not working. Which is, again, shameless plug for the show. Like, that's why we here. Like, we want to educate people. Like, we want to inform you and show you the power and the authority and the ability that you have and the say that you have here in the government. I want to ask another question real quick. Well, not real quick, but what is it that you are looking for from a candidate? I know, so the general consensus is, okay, a lot of we all here are pro Biden Harris. So well, okay.
Who are you?
Oh man.
Who?
I'm sorry.
Hello,
Who are you
Trump.
voting for?
What? Who am I voting
Who are you
for?
voting
Who
for?
are you voting for, Stephen A. Haynes?
It's only 2 people, so none of your business.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll go to the
So
next
that's Trump.
So
Where your MAGA hat?
right. So my question is,
Let me
so
put it on. I got my Mega
what do you
Man.
want? What do you want the next 4 years to look like? Like, what is it that you're looking for
Shit.
at this point? Like, we've had 4 years of a Republican president.
Well, let me go
Which is
first.
Kind of,
Wait.
sort of. He's not a Republican. But
4
okay.
years of hate
well,
from a
I was gonna say he
businessman.
represents the Republican Party.
Right.
I
Well,
want to make sure I'm
he redid it. No, Michael Ross pro Trump, brother.
cool.
Listen here, man. Watch this.
Okay.
I want to say this. What do I want in 4 years? I still want to be here. I want to be living,
Touche.
right? And that's important. So my thing is, I hear what everybody's saying as far as how the reset is, and with Biden. I mean, we don't know what nothing looks like, right? We don't. What we know is what we don't want, right? And what we don't want. Cause listen, the first 2 years in school, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to get your grades together. And last 2, you know what I'm saying, you was trying to do whatever you had to do. Going
Trying to
out.
get out.
So I'm just telling y'all, if y'all thought these first 4 was bad, he know he ain't got before more, and he gonna cuts up. You hear me? And he gonna cuts up big time. And so I just want to be careful about what it looks like, because I mean, in my perspective, the problem that we're fighting, if you are a believer in Scripture, well, we're fighting a losing battle anyway, no matter what we're doing, because I mean, the world is supposed to go to hell in a handbasket, and what other way we gonna get there but the way we going, right? Nothing is certain. Everything that it doesn't matter what happens is going to piss people off. This thing has been started years ago, and the way it's headed, the gas is already. I mean, the light is already lit. It's already, all we doing is just gaslighting. We're just setting more things on fire. And so when they get the black woman in office, there's gonna be another problem. And we just don't we don't understand the cause and effect of all this, and it's purposeful. So I just
But okay, so I mean, you say, we bring the scriptures in, and this is predetermined, predestined. It's already written in scripture what's gonna happen. But also in the scripture, we don't know what's gonna happen, regardless of the fact of who's in office next, whether it be Joe Biden or him right now. So, if we go on the spiritual side of it, God gives us the free will to say and do and make moves, regardless of the fact if we go left or we go right or we go down the middle. It's already a predetermined path. He done seen it already. So I think that, again, like you say, regardless, this is what's been scripted. Now, is it scripted for us as a nation to make a choice for 4 more years of hell, or is it scripted for us to go 4 years of purgatory? Which one is it? We have to make that choice of whether or not we're gonna live in hell, and meaning our people live in hell. Because other folks ain't gonna live in the same type of hell we gonna live in. If you get what I'm saying, and I know you understand what I'm saying, Brenton, like, and everybody else, black people are just gonna continue to go through the hell that we're going through. But are we gonna make a choice to at least put us at a point where we can stand in a lull? It's like the eye of the storm. Right now it's raging right now. So we got to make a choice whether we're going to still get caught in the storm, or we're going to sit in the eye and figure out what's going to happen after the eye passes over. So,
I mean, but who really thinks we know that? Who really thinks that somebody knows the right answer to solve all the problems?
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
No,
That's
we're
why.
hoping.
No, that's why I said it. Like, nobody knows whether or not the problems are going to get solved.
Both sides have the same goal in mind. They just have different ways of achieving the goal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told y'all, man, this is classism. This is classism. This ain't got nothing to do with racism. This is classism. This is the problem. And we
And
Um,
all
especially
been
with the
sitting on this
racism.
thing and have not.
can I respond? I want to respond to the gentleman right before Paul, who
Yeah, me
was
too. I'll
Yeah, I
let
Michael
saw
Roth.
that
I'll
one.
let
He
you
said
go first.
Biden has 47 years in politics and nobody knows what he is going to do for black people now, and he wants black people to vote for him. You know what? I would have to agree with you. I would definitely have to agree with you. However, because Biden is an establishment politician, he knows what to say. He's going to say the right things, which all I'm really concerned about over the next 4 years is someone that's going to represent the right things when he's on that main stage and try to at least bring the country together versus divide it. So if he's saying the right things about what about us all kumbaya and not killing each other, and police need to do this, that's what we need right now more than anything, in my opinion. I think
Right.
that the policy, I think, I want the Republicans to keep the Senate, however, because I still need that checks and balances system in place. I don't want to fully run Democratic Congress supermajority and in the White House. That'd be too much. It's already going to crap right now. You know, we
And
need
I
them
and
to stay in power.
I would
I
agree.
mean,
I would say what we need right now more than anything, and some people look at saying the right thing is like evil. Oh, he's just gonna say the right thing. I think the right thing though at this point is like we need unity. Like we need somebody that is in power, that
That
is
is
leading
not
our country.
obtainable.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It is. However, again, it's the perception, right? Perception is reality. Like we would consider perception reality. Like again, we this is what we need. Even if this is not something that we attain, we don't need somebody in office saying like, you know, I'm not gonna. We
This
know
is what's
we
so
know
funny though, Will. Will, I'm
I
gonna tell you
think,
something.
listen, in my opinion, I think at this point in time, we need someone who's not self-centered. If you're going to be the president of the world, of the United States, you need to be able to think about the United States, even if you don't give a damn, excuse my
right,
language,
right. You
about the
right.
United States. At least while you're out there and while you're day to day in your speeches, at least you act like you do. He's so self-centered that he only will do anything to benefit him, to make him look good as a businessman. So yes, I am not saying Joe Biden is the know all be all. He's going to be it, but at least we know that he would actually try to care about the people in America and not be just focused on whatever makes him feel good. And I definitely don't want somebody whose main reason is that foreigners shouldn't be coming over here because they're not paying the right taxes and you're paying $750. So you're just doing anything that benefits yourself, but yet you're having people like fueled on hate. We all knew racism didn't go anywhere. We know it existed. But right now, it's like because we have 8 years of a black person, the racism just turned up to 100 degrees
As a
just to try
result,
to make us forget about that,
It's like,
in
yeah.
my
I
opinion.
mean, it's like what's going on in Fort Hood right now. You know, the general in Fort Hood is making leaders, and he's holding these leaders accountable for knowing their soldiers, knowing the pulse of their unit, their brigades, battalions, blah blah blah. So that's exactly what we need, and that's what I expect. Like, if you're going if you're gonna sign my paycheck every doggone 1st and 15th, I expect for you to hold, like, be in that office and be a person, man. Like, show some type of empathy for everybody, because what we got right now, that's not it. It's just not it. And you are a leader. You are the face of the free world.
Right.
Not England's president, not Germany's president, not Japan's president, certainly not Korea's president, North Korea's president. But you know what I'm saying, dude, you are the face. You know what I'm saying? And regardless if it's contrarianism or we trying to overthink it, it's a game, it's a chess match. We already know that. I mean, everybody knows this politics is a chess match. Is who can make who sound better and who can do this to make this person believe in me and make it go better. Everybody know that. I think we've been around this world,
And
30
that's the
plus
game of
years
politics.
apiece to know.
That's how politics
It's the
work.
game of politics. It's how it works. But politics should never take place of being a human being and being a person.
I agree with that, Paul. Though I think that's true.
Like,
Right,
you
right
gotta
now
have a
because
heart to be a leader, man.
You said right now.
Again, that's another problem. But this is what I
well,
want to tell y'all. This is what I want to say, and then you have more. I just want to say this. If they really held everybody accountable, then they all would be gone. right? I mean, I'm telling y'all, there everybody knew more than what they putting on that they knew, regardless of when they knew it. They all
Right.
knew it. But the problem
True.
is they were protecting the norm. They were protect. Trump was supposed to be the person to clear the House and the Senate from
Drain the
all
swamp.
the. Remember, he was supposed to
Drain the
drain the
swamp.
swamp,
Right. Drain the
right?
Swamp.
Guess what, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
The swamp is still there, and that's the problem. And so,
alligators,
and my thing is, he's just Captain Hook. That's all he was. The swamp was still there, but he just now he's Captain Hook, and so we're not going to fix the problem. Why?
So
Because
true, Tam.
Biden was a part of the swamp. So this is what I'm saying. The reset is this is so crazy. What I'm going to say to y'all, it's like we cast our net into the swamp, hoping that we're going to get something different out of the swamp to fight Captain Hook, and it's like
It's the
when we back
swamp.
to where we started from.
Right. It's the swamp. It's still dirty.
So,
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Nope.
So what in the world are we looking for, y'all? We want to pacify ourselves. Where you're right, I don't want Captain Hook, but we're back to the swamp again, and that's the problem because now we're gonna start back over because we're gonna everybody's tired now, so we just want to relax. We want to just be back in the bed again and fine, let the swamp do what the swamp do.
Right.
And it's like we just forgot we didn't want the swamp either. Man, come on,
Right.
y'all. We tripping,
I-
man.
I think I'm sorry. Can I jump in real quick, Lawrence?
Yeah. You
That's
good.
right. Can we put what Tam said back up there? She said, Paul Martin, that sounds like a great plan. Blacks just don't like being a bargaining piece or just an afterthought. Also, Biden hasn't listened to true black activists and advocates, only celebrities. This is so Biden has done nothing. Biden has one black friend who he rests all his laurels on. That's Obama. He always talk about Obama, Barack and I did this, Barack and I did that. So he's going to have the most pressure from black folks than any president has ever had. Even Obama, who I'm disappointed he didn't put a black woman on Supreme Court, put all these other people on, whatever. So he's going to have the most pressure on him than anybody else. And he's going to probably have a heart attack as a result of it, unfortunately, because he's going to be
Black
so
woman
much
president.
pressure.
Look at that.
So what I have an issue with, why do we care with what celebrities have to say? Celebrities are so far-fetched and so far gone from what is reality. Why do we care about what they say?
We
Their
shouldn't.
opinion,
We have
I mean,
influence.
it's
Should
their
not
opinion,
ever.
but we put, and I don't mean we, but
They pander to
society
their
puts so much emphasis on what a celebrity, a football player, a basketball player, a musician, a rapper, or whoever. They put so much on. Oh, this is a celebrity said this.
Ice
Again.
Cube was all of a sudden political
Exactly.
strategy for the black folks.
They're all
No,
Really?
entertainment.
Your name, Ice Cube.
I have never asked Ice Cube, and he from the hood. He from the same. You know, we all from Cal. I ain't never asked that man no doggone opinion. I don't care about his opinion. Dude, you
bring
got
up all
money
of us.
already. You set.
I
But
think it's this,
like Tam said, what about the black activists? Matter of fact, what
Me too,
about
Sam.
us? What about normal people like you and Hannah and Lawrence and Brenton? Like, what about us? Come and ask us these questions, how we really feel about you sitting in the White House, about you sitting in the House, about you sitting in the Senate. Ask us. Are
That's
you
too
really
much
gonna like
like right.
Are you really going to like what we say? It's too much. You're right. It's too much like right. But sometimes the truth hurts. And when the truth gets on you, it burns your ass and it doggone makes you sit back and think about yourself. Excuse my cursing. But it makes you really sit back and think like, dang. Because you needed to sting. And the problem is nobody has ever made my boss sting and sit back and be like, golly. Maybe I shouldn't say
something,
that.
Dwayne. I'm gonna tell you something. One of the worst gifts we have ever received as a human being is the ability to forget. That's one of the worst gifts I think we ever have attained in our brain is the ability to forget, whether you do it on purpose or do it on accident. Why? Because you never rationalize in your mind what history has taught us. It doesn't matter if somebody tries to do things morally right, they get shot on the balcony of a hotel room. It doesn't matter if a white man tries to support that man who was being morally, he gets shot because now he tried to support that man. So, man, we tried it all, y'all, and that's the end result. There is nothing that we have not tried that everybody cannot try to suggest happened. unless y'all want all black people in Congress, and then that's a mess in its own self.
Hell no.
Right?
Excuse me.
So,
Excuse
so,
me.
Yeah,
so,
I
so
don't.
what
I
I'm
don't think we
saying,
can
You have
do
a
it with
I need
remedy.
all.
much diversity.
I do have a remedy though, and if we think about it again, like if we look at it from this
Oh
perspective,
my
right?
God.
If we know, okay,
she ain't no
celebrities
celebrity.
play a part, right? We know
Yeah,
they
forget
have
that
influence.
dummy. Nobody cares about her. She just used Kanye West money and the money she had from her family because her daddy was a lawyer that had some sort of voice. She ain't no freaking celebrity. She ain't get
And
no
she didn't
prison
do it by
reform.
herself. She had what's the guy name? There was a black guy that's a commentator there who's also a professor that also helped push that. He was the wheels behind it. She was the face.
Mhm.
But here,
She ain't no
I will say
celebrity.
this. Well, this is what I was saying. So I'm reading some of like the comments, for example, like and
Me
like I hear y'all
either.
we're emotionally tired, right? We're tired, like we're ready to chill. I think the part that we have to realize and understand though, like, it's not just Donald Trump's responsibility to empty the swamp, because you have to know how the people got into the swamp. Like, yeah, he has appointments, but again, it's like these are people that we vote for. Like
That's
a
the
lot of that,
problem, Lawrence. We don't vote for the House. They just vote for the president and think
right,
that's
right,
okay.
yeah,
And there lies the problem.
right. And what I'm saying is though, we also too have responsibility. Like there are people.
Man, thank you, Kendrick. Sorry, I'm sorry. I was
Van
searching for it on my phone.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, Van Jones, bald headed dude. Yeah, but like we also we have a part to play, right? Like, okay, yes, the president is one portion of it, but like there are a whole bunch of people that are in the swamp, like that and I say we, but like the people elect and that we vote for. And is again, we talk about it all the time on Be the People. Like the only way that we are going to overcome this,
I'll
there's
move.
going
I'll
to
move.
have to be a partnership with
Right.
celebrities because they have influence. Like we can't. I don't feel like we can just be like, oh, celebrities, like they have influence, they have resources, but at the same time, more than just their resources, like we matter. Like we have a perspective. We are the middle class. We're the one that's being affected the most. So I feel like we all have to get on the same agenda. And because we haven't got on the same agenda, of course, like they can continue to divide us. Like they can continue to pit one
But
against the other. The
Why
liberal
do
black
we
people
but
versus
only
the conservative.
mm, mm, so you say they continue to divide us, man. Like I get it. Okay, I can agree with you a little, maybe about 20% of that. The other 80% of that division is within our own people.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Oh,
we're
Oh, for
very
sure.
divided.
absolutely. Again, because we talked about the haves and the have-nots. That goes for people of color too, because there are black people
Matter of
who
fact,
have,
there's too
black
many
people who
bald
have.
people on this show today anyway.
What you say?
What?
So there's too many bald people on this show right now anyway.
Hey man, hold up. The ball heads where it's at, man.
What the heck?
I have hair.
I'm bald.
But okay, but to come back though, I do want to. So back to the question though, what are we looking for? Like the next 4 years, what do we want the next 4 years to look like? Whether it's Biden or whether it's Trump, like what do we want to see in the next 4 years?
Okay, I'm gonna say mine since I didn't say it last time.
She's showing us her ring,
Honestly,
y'all.
what'd you say?
I said she's showing us her ring.
No, I'm not. I have these hands up. Don't do that.
Listen, don't you fool with Sister
But
Ayala, man. Cool. Shit,
but
fix your
I
life on it.
don't feel like any president. I don't care who it is. It could be Trump. No president. I feel like, unless he was still alive, maybe JFK, would try to do for us as people. We might say this person is getting this person. Every president does something so-called for the black community. They just don't boast about it as much as Trump. But if you think about it, every person in office had to do something to just sprinkle a little salt, a little pepper out
Right.
there, little flakes for us. So I really don't feel like in this point in time, any person that get in there really cares about the black community. Just care about the black community when it's beneficial. When you say you're speaking of celebrities, they're only out when it's election time. After election time, they don't push people to vote for the House of Representatives. They don't push for you to vote Senate. They only care about one thing. They want to get their faces out there for the presidency.
President.
So I would just like to see just a little bit of unity. I know it's not going to be a lot. I know it's not going to be major, but just some form of unity. And I'm not even saying he's being racist. Even the whole pandemic thing, how he handled that, you knew about it before, and you decide, instead of you just stop being self-centered and thinking about the rest of America, you decided in your mind it was a hoax, and then waited a couple months to try to put a little plan in action. I just would like to see us coming together and not being drifted apart. I know everybody don't like Obama, but at least during that time, you had people standing together to try to get the first black president. You had people actually trying to be on one accord and on board with one thing. Now it's just so divided. It's just ridiculous. And I just want a little ounce of unity.
I'll go next.
Good luck.
Okay. So I feel like I want to say a dialogue from a movie, Monsters Ball. Halle Berry was laying there with that white. She was laying there with that white man, Billy Bob Thornton, and she said, "Make me feel good." And while it may sound weird, odd, we want to feel good. We need a president that can make us feel good about being Americans, feel safe, feel good about what's happening, feel confident that he has our best interests at heart, that he gives a damn, and that he has the competence to combat pandemics, that he has a voice of compassion when it comes to black kids and black men and women being killed by police officers. That's all we want. Make us feel good, make us feel like that you care. That's all I think we really need in the interim. All the policy stuff, that needs to be handled locally, it needs to be handled in the House and the Senate. People need to vote and get all these old folks out and vote some new, younger blood in, and then things will change as it relates to laws. The president ain't got a whole lot to do with that. He just needs to sign it.
Right.
He's the face.
You know what I want?
Trump.
I want truth.
The other team.
I want the truth to be, I want the truth to be told. I want the next 4 years, like Lamar said, get rid of these old hateful people. Get them out. They got to go. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Sorry,
all
Paul,
these people that are holding on to all this bigotry and thinking that money is the key to everything, the key to them staying in power, they got to go. Let's get them out of here. Let's get some people in office, and let's rework this thing. Let's have some common sense views on a lot of things, and tax reform, police protection, all these white supremacist groups. Crack down on them. Stop cracking down on black people for smoking some weed. Crack down on these white supremacist groups. These, you know what I'm saying? Like let's get all these internet racist groups that are plaguing the internet, that that could be a problem for my daughter growing up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna shoot you. My daughter can't shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. But you know what I'm saying? Let's get rid of that stuff. Let's get the truth out there. Let's bring the dirt out. Let's open this closet, get these skeletons out, and let's start making this country safe, like Lamar said, for our people. And then also, for God's sakes, man, let's start putting on blast. Let's stop trying to cover up the dirt for century long things that we try to make excuses for now. And that is like the Catholic Church and the things that they do.
Whoa,
behind closed doors.
I ain't got no time for
that. But I mean, I have to go because I can't stand it, man. I can't.
That's a whole nother show, my God.
We make justifications for so many different things, but we won't call it for what it is. So I just want the truth, man. Let's just make this thing truthful.
I got you. Absolutely.
Truth hurt.
I got you. Stephen A. Next 4 years, what does it look like? What are you looking for? Or what are you wanting?
In the next 4 years, somebody's gonna be president. What that look like for us, I don't know. Somebody's black agenda, but I want to tell him the black agenda looks like my 12-year-old son brainstorming to write a story on a piece of paper. It's too many ideas. It's too many thoughts. Not gonna happen. So next 4 years, I just hope they got careful of the pandemic, and preparation is not just in North Carolina.
Right, I hear that. So now, with that being said, hold on. He said, I don't think it would change until we black people get the slave mentality out of our souls by thinking that Mr. Johnny says there can only be one house nigga. Therefore, we can never prosper for ourselves, and that's why we have to have two white men that don't have any of our interests at heart. Hell, you used to couldn't go to their store, places, etc. We should have our own hospitals, banks, etc. Every 4 years, we have an opportunity to change it, but we fail, but we fall back into the old Mr. Johnny trap. I
Yeah, we
agree.
can't talk
I mean,
about
I
that.
feel like, and I think Brenton, you said this. I
I
think
agree
I
with
heard you
that.
say it. It may have been Lamar, but I think it was one of y'all that said like we should have never been integrated. Who was that? Was that one of y'all? We should have stayed segregated.
I've said it before.
I think
We
It
should.
would have been
We
sound
interesting.
like some Britain stuff.
I didn't say that. I
all
didn't
right.
say
That's
that.
what
I
sound
said
like
Britain
that's what
said,
you say.
I don't want to live in
Sure, I ain't got no problem.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't even born yet. You know, I was still swimming, so I don't know.
So yeah,
But I
so
don't.
like I mean, and I think to a
yeah, Lamar.
degree, again, like we are,
Yeah, South
if
Carolina, let's go.
just as big as anything else when it comes to what built this country. We are like it was built by us, not necessarily.
We built this country.
We are this
Exactly.
country.
And so, although yeah,
Well,
integration
let me
was
explain myself.
that
Will,
should be that shouldn't be an issue because again, this is still our house too, you know. And so because
let me
it's our
explain myself to Paul Martin, man.
house, you said what?
I said, let me explain myself to Paul Martin. He was sad to hear me say that. And I'm not saying that as though I dislike uh, Caucasian people. It's just we think differently. If you pay attention, there there there's a road of truth, as Dwayne is talking about truth. There's a road that you have to take the truth, right? And it's hard to walk with somebody unless you trust them. And so it's very hard to trust somebody when y'all don't see things the same. Like we can both read the same book and we'll see it totally different.
In
Why?
totally
Because
different
we have
way.
slants, right? And so that's the only thing. Don't get me wrong, my people got problems,
Right.
but I can understand them better. You know what I'm saying? And I can deal with them better because I understand them better. And that's it. So if and I would say this, if white people would be more open to let us understand them better and stop being so like a blank sheet of paper and you want to try to figure out what we want from you, just be honest with us. Listen, I know white folks got jacked up family members just like black people do. I understand that. I understand white people come from broken homes just like black people do. But the problem is you won't acknowledge the fact that we had harder struggles because not only have we both had the same struggles, but then they tack on systematic oppression that you
Right.
don't get. But nobody want to acknowledge that. So it's hard to trust people who won't even acknowledge what's sitting right before their face.
Like white
And so
privilege.
that once we can trust each other, right? Well, there's some black privilege too. You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about that either. But just in all that, man, so that's what I mean by that. Because it just it makes it that means that I don't want Wakanda because that's TV. You know what I'm saying? I just want a Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Where if they
Yeah,
want to help for the reason.
we need a Black Wall Street. I mean, because so if you look at us, like what Brenton is saying, you know, with the whole leave us not being segregated or integrated, uh, I agree and I disagree. And here's why I agree. Because if it wasn't for us, what would they have? And I believe that we all, and I say the disagree is we all can learn from each
The
other.
seven colonies.
You know, we can all learn from each other somehow, some way. So,
Yes.
you know, again, if it wasn't for us, what would they have?
Yeah,
And then let's
and
all
I hear
learn
you.
from
We
each
learn
other.
from each other.
hmm
Yeah,
But
I
the
agree with
problem
you.
is,
We need to learn from each other.
the problem is, some of them will never want to learn from us because they still
Right.
fear and they still hate us because of the fact that beside every besides every white leader that has ever crossed the American plane, there has been a black man there telling him or her how to succeed. and they will never ever give us the credit for what is due. And through research and learning the things that I've learned, it will continue. It will only continue until we make them stand on the truth. So, but
So
again,
with
that's
that,
just my spiel.
so with that,
Hey man, I want to tell Paul Martin, man. Listen, my brother, I'm willing to do a social
Vote
experiment with
local.
any white person that's willing to be transparent, right? Because I just want to be honest. I want to help white people, but I want white people to also want to help us. And it's only gonna start with what you really want to do, man. And I'm willing to work with the people that's around me, the people that want to hear me. I don't have a problem, man. I can't fix everything, but I can fix those that are around me, man. So you down, I'm down, brother.
have a
We can make
conversation.
things better.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So with that,
that's it.
so I know we ain't got much time left. Tonight's debate. What are y'all expecting from tonight's debate? I saw on
Mm,
I believe
mm.
it was Facebook. I think I saw there's a drinking game or something like that where,
A
for example,
drinking game.
you must take a drink or a shot where either says the following. So if Biden says listen, if he says something about Obama, if
Come
he
on,
says
man.
look, if
I'm
he
not gonna
says
be
Really?
drunk on a Tuesday.
if he says by the way, or if he says come on, you have every time Biden says that you have to take a shot. If
That'd
Donald
be
Trump
fun.
right, some people gonna get towed up.
I got a
If
better
Trump
one.
mentions
I
China,
got a better one.
if he uses the words lowest, if he uses the word record, if Trump says tougher, if he mentions police or military, you have to take the shot.
I don't have enough on my bar.
I ain't
somebody,
doing that. I gotta get
somebody
up. My
always
daughter
tell
got school in the morning.
Gotta get up at spot 6 a.m. I'm not
gotta
gonna
be
get
toe
drunk.
up, right?
Exactly. I gotta
Right.
get up at 6:45 to
Uh,
make sure she up for
Law-
class.
Lawrence, I honestly believe that this debate is going to be it's going to look bad for both of them. I think that it's really going to look bad for Biden. I don't think Biden has the
Too
ability
far.
cognitively right now to go head to head with a person that doesn't care about lying and care about the truth. He just wants to bully and make you and say crazy stuff that doesn't make sense.
Well, how
So I
crazy
don't
is
think
that?
Biden is ready for that. I think Biden gets frazzled very easily now, even when he's going to factories and meeting with regular people. So I don't think he's going to be good whatsoever tonight. But I think Trump is going to give us what he always gives us. He has his talking points. He's going to talk crazy. He's going to talk about stuff that happened last year before last. Just talk, give him a nickname, and bully him. That's all it's going to be.
Mention Obama. I'm
I
sure.
need Trump to go in there tonight and treat this as a rap battle. Like, just go murder him at this point. And I don't mean physically murder him for
You said
people
you
who
need Trump to do
think
that?
I need Biden to, because Biden.
Um,
Remember when Obama was president and Biden came in to debate a little hardcore? Now he's soft. I need him to get that hardcore because Trump gonna fight dirty,
and
and he's gonna
Alzheimer's
be
set
in
in.
think he got to get dirty tonight.
He can't remember his lines.
He got
Yeah,
well. They
Alzheimer's.
both old,
I just
but they both
Ain't, got
extra
no,
old.
I just
ain't
want to
no, ain't no teleprompters.
They
Right.
both
I just
late
want
70s.
to see Biden get mad. I just want to see Biden
It's
get
going,
mad.
it's
Getting
going to
You know what
happen.
I'm
It's going
saying?
to
I
be
just want to
embarrassing.
see
He
him get
might cuss
mad.
tonight. Oh, we know.
Listen, I hope
I'm
Trump
ready for a good
that
debate. I
vote.
feel like
I
this
hope
like
Biden
a
go
free
off on
fight.
him.
They should have
You know
added
what I
him
want?
off, Lawrence. You know how
You
he
said
cuts
what?
himself off? Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You know how he
Oh
cuts
yeah,
himself
right.
off when he's
That's
talking? He's
funny
like,
though.
oh, I
Like,
shouldn't
well,
have.
we already here,
Maybe I
buddy.
shouldn't
Like,
have said
Just
that.
go
right,
all the
He's
way
You
going
know
to do
what I
that
in.
about 10
want?
times.
Don't tippy
right.
toe. Jump
You know
in.
what I want? Tonight, I hope Kamala sat down and gave him a good pep talk. Like, look at here. I'm gonna need you to stop acting like a little punk and get out here and roast this man.
Did you get
She
your
gave him a talk.
Get on his ass.
Right. She
Get
gave him a
on
talk.
it.
Right.
right?
Give him a
That's what
church
I need.
pitch.
I will say this is
Exactly.
what I'm
Put
expecting
Shut
tonight.
up.
the bell around
You
his
better be
neck.
listening to
I will
Pastor right
say
now.
I'm expecting Donald Trump to do what he normally does when there is factual information presented. He will deflect, he will dodge, he will call names, he will kick and scream like a kid. I mean, that's just what he does. And I
Yeah.
agree, for anybody to sensibly try to have a debate with him over facts or information is really superfluous. Like it's really and it's sad to say
Talking
that
to
the
the wall.
Hillary
president
tried. Hillary tried,
right
and it didn't work.
and right it's sad that the president though of the free world does not have the ability to have a intelligent conversation, let alone a debate, and I hope tonight
Then he go to Wharton.
that
Look at the wall,
Yeah,
Lauren. That's what that
Money,
he
money
has-
gets you in one.
Get
money-
more loft and get up
Not
here in
education.
UFC.
right, and I do hope I wish tonight that a lot of the black agenda does come up. However, that could be telling for Joe Biden too, because we already know what Donald Trump feels about the black agenda. He said,
I say 20.
"You said."
Well,
He gonna blame him 20.
But we know how we know how Donald
Yes,
Trump
Tam.
feels about the African American agenda. He was asked. I remember there was a Q&A where he was asked about making America great again and for black people, and he mentioned, yeah, the last, what did he say, like the last 2 years was great for black people, and that's what he
No, it
was.
wasn't.
But that's all he says. He doesn't
Well,
make it up.
well, I agree that employment wise it was, but it was after I've done research, because I used to be hard on Obama about this. It's been upticking. Even after Obama got it on track, it's been upticking, and he just didn't screw it up, basically.
And you said
did
something
screw it
very
up.
interesting. You said
Wait.
something very interesting, Lamar, that I wish that more anti-Obama people would at least admit Barack Obama got
Research.
everything back on track. And so I don't like the fact that a lot of people make it seem like, well, Donald Trump created this job situation. It's like, in reality, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. That is something that a lot of, we know, like, they like to hang their hat on that. Well, you know, employment has been the best for Africa, but it's like, well, no, like that's a wave. Like that's a ruffle or a wave that he's continuing to ride, and he's effed it up at this point with the whole COVID situation and unemployment. However,
Let me-
yeah, that's just kind of like what I'm looking for and looking forward to tonight. I think it's just gonna be a crap.
Let me tell you what I'm looking forward to. Let me tell you what I'm looking for. I wish I would see intellectual honesty between these people.
Good luck.
Let
Good
me
luck
tell you
on
something
that
about black
one.
people. One thing-
You got two 70-year-old
Hold
men with ego
Yeah,
problems.
That's
You
me
got-
I'm telling-
now.
I'm gonna let Paul
You got
Martin in
two-
on something. Let me see it. Black people can't stand it when you lie in our face. So when you talk to a man who don't care
Bunch of
and
lies.
he can tell any lie he wants, and he tell
And
any
it's
lie he
true.
wants, it's very frustrating. Right. So that's what I don't want to see, but I know I'm gonna see it, and that's all right. I'm gonna have my popcorn ready. So anyway, man, I'm finna get ready for this fight because it's about to go down.
Absolutely. And so
9 minutes and 5 seconds.
Right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop off. So real quick before we leave, I want to thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. I love it. It's always fun to get our people on. It's like a political
Yes, Kathy.
reunion. I thank y'all. And if
Not the
y'all have
dance.
not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go like and subscribe, hit the notifications so y'all will know when we dropping new content. And remember, we the people, we get to be the people. We out. Love y'all.
I'll be back right
Somebody
now.
send me
I'll be
Uzi.
back.